guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to be reviewing the Canon XA65 4K camcorder. So let's get started. Alright guys, so like I told you in the intro, it's a Canon XA65 4K camcorder. It's got 20x optical zoom, so you can really zoom in. And it's got infrared, so when you're videoing, you can do infrared in the dark. And then right here, it's got on the side, I don't know if you can see that, a little close and open. And that uses for this little cap thing right here. So right now it's closed, and then whenever you slide it, it opens up so you can see the lens. This camera is perfect for beginners and pro camera users if they want to film anything they want or just do YouTube videos. So first we'll start with the outside of this camera. So here we have like this part right here is like the full microphone system to help you figure out how to get your microphone set up, which we'll talk about later or in another video. And then right here, if you can see that, we have camera, off, and media. So whenever you want to turn the camera on, you switch this little dial thing to camera and it'll turn on. And then after you make a video or something, then you switch it to media, and then that's how you can view your media. And then when you're done, you just switch it back to off. And then right here, it's got the charging power light, so whenever it's on or if it's charging, then it'll show that. And if it's done charging, then it'll turn off. And then right here, if you don't want to use this little opening thing to look through, this is an eyepiece that you can use, and the only way to get it to work is if you pull it out like this, and then when you're done, just push it back in. And then here we've got the menu, so how you can get to the menu, and then this is the start and stop for recording, and then this is how you can move around to get to all the stuff you want to look at. And then this is for when you want to zoom in. So you click this to zoom in and click this part to zoom out. And then this is the audio and M. I don't quite know what that means. So you might have to watch another video for that. And then right here is the DC input and the 9 volt, what is that? 9 volt -3A. So when you open that up, that's pretty much just the charging port. So whenever you need to charge it, you just plug it in right there. Which the charging port comes in when you get the box. This is part of the charging cord, and then this is the little box in that charges it. So this you plug in, so this part you plug into here, and then you plug this output right here into your wall, and then this goes into the little C port right in here. So I got this used, so actually the box kind of burnt a little bit, like it melted or something, which is kind of crazy. Must have got overheated. Alright. So up here on this little handle, by the way, this is removable because when you get it, it's either put on or taken off, and then you use these little screws to take it off. So right here on this piece, you got the input 2 and input 1, which are the XLR inputs when you have a microphone or something. And then right here, this is pretty cool. So whenever you're doing shots where you have to hold it like this and it's too low for you to press this button, then you're able to click this to turn on to record and to stop recording. And then this is also the same as right here, so you'll be able to zoom in and out. And then when you don't want to use the record button here, you just switch this thing to the lock and it will turn it off. And then right here, like I said, we have the audio section, and then right here, this is where you can stick your microphone that uses that little like headphone jack or whatever it's called. And then at the bottom we have the screw hole to screw it on a tripod. And then like I said, here you have the open and close, so whenever you want to close this, it's already closed, so then whenever you want to open it, then you just pull it down and then you can see the lens when you close it. And then also it's got infrared, so in the night you can look, you can video it in the night. And then in here, I don't know if you can see that, we have the battery info, so where you can look at the battery on the screen. And then that's number 5. I don't know what that means. I think it means go back because it's got the little arrow. And then right here is the SD card slots. So you have A and B, so you can use 2 different SD cards. So there's the section for one SD card. Just slide in there and click it in. And there's another section for there, and then you can turn it off. And then right here it says infrared, like I was talking, you can video in the nighttime, so you just turn that on and then turn it off. And then here we got the battery. It's really easy to take out. You just kind of pull that and then you slide it out. And then there is a switch down here. I think I noticed that on my other camera. So I think this means that if you turn it all the way to here, your video when you look through this will be blurred. And then whenever you slide like that, it'll be unblurred. So let's slide this back in. And then let's look in the inside of the camera. So let's turn this on like we said here. Alright guys, it started to sprinkle out a little bit, so I have to do the rest inside. But let's get back to where we were. Alright, so we just turned this on. So the first thing we'll learn is if you want to record, you can either use the top button up here. Like I said, I don't know if you guys can see that. Can you see that okay? Yeah. The button up here, and then the button right here to start. So if you want to record, you just click it. And we're recording right now. And then when you want to stop recording, you just stop. I don't know how to take photos on here. I don't even think you can. You might be able to. But now, so we just took a video, which congratulations, you took a video. Now we are going to go to look at that video. So we are going to switch the little switch back to media. It's loading. There we go. And here's our video. And we're recording right now. And then when you want to stop recording, you just... And yeah, so then that's where all the videos will get stored. And then if you want to, like, I guess you can take pictures on here, because when you come up here, let me show you that again. You come up here to the A and MP4 button, and then you click on that with the little arrow button right here. As I told you guys last time, you can actually press it and stuff. Alright, back here, there's the XA65, and there's MP4 movies, and this one, and then there's photos. So you can take photos. And then if you do have your other SD card in, then you can view your videos on this one too. So then that's how you view your photos, or these movies, or this one. So let's come back here. Also, if you want to delete the video, you come over to this function. It's highlighted orange. You click on that. And it'll either say copy to one SD card to the other, but for now we'll click delete because we don't want the video anymore, so we'll click delete. And then it'll tell us if we want to delete that certain one or all clips, or just select. We'll select. So let's come over here and we'll select this, and then we're going to come out to OK, and we're going to click OK, and we're going to click yes, and that's how you delete. And we have no clips anymore, so let's come out of here. Alright, so that's all you really have to do in here. By the way, it's not highlighted, but if you click that I, then you can get the info on your video. So now we're going to go back to the camera. So we slid back to the camera. Alright, so I think this, this either means pre-record or it means something else. I do not know what that means, and I don't know what that means either, so sorry guys about that. And then now, right here, you can see the channel 1, channel 2 microphones, as we saw up here. So you can switch out that. So let's just come up here for now. So these are the volume control ones for channel 2 and channel 1. So if you want to use a one of those, what are they called? One of those wired microphones that are not XLR, but they hook up into like a kind of like a headphone jack or something, then you have to make sure to have it on the M instead of the A. So right now, since I'm not using channel 2, I just switched it to A, so I don't need to worry about that. And then if you're using a mic plus a 48 volt, then you just switch to that with this little dial here, but we're using a mic. Well, I will be using a mic. And then if you're using a line, then you just switch to there. Same for this one. And then I don't know what that means. It just says on and off. That might turn on something to be able to use.
Maybe like one camera turns on and the other off or something.
Maybe.
I mean, microphone.
Maybe. And so, yeah, so that's how you work the microphone up there. And then right here, as you see on this little layout, it shows your videoing. It shows how much battery life you have left and how much videos you can do on your SD card, which we have 346 minutes, 3 hours and 46 minutes on it, because it's a 256 gigabyte SD card. And then here it shows your resolution and stuff. So sometimes if you get the camera, it might not be on 4K at that time. So we're gonna click the menu button we saw here. I don't know if you guys can see that. What we are going
Maybe move your hand and yeah, we will. There.
And so we are going to click on that, and it'll pop up with the menu. It's pretty much looks just like all the other cameras, like the EOS or Rebel or most like that. So here it shows all what you can like your grip zone and operation and stuff. So we are going to go to this little one right here. I don't really know what it looks like a video plus the settings. And we are gonna press the arrow down, and we are gonna come down here. Video format, you can change that to whichever one you have. And so right here is where we change the resolution. So we're gonna click on that. So there's the 4K 150 megabytes per second, and then there's 1920 by 1080p 35 millibytes per second, and then there's 1920 by 1080p 17 millibytes per second, and then there's 1280 by 728 millibytes per second. But we're gonna keep it on 4K since this is a 4K camera. So then we're gonna come out, we're gonna go back, and then you can change the frame rate right here. You can do 23.98 pixels. Right now we can't do 59.60 because 4K only uses these two at the bottom. So we're gonna keep it on 30 frames per second. We're gonna come out there, then you can change your audio format if you want the AAC 16-bit 2 channel or the LPCM 16-bit 4 channel. But we're gonna keep it on what it is. Oops. Then we're gonna come out, and then you can do the same. You can just look through all this and see what you need to get set up, and then you can do mic and all this other stuff. And then I don't know how you can format the card yet. I just do know that if you have files on it, you can delete it. Let's go back here. Alright, so let's get out of here. We're gonna come over here to the X, click that, and then you come out, and then right here, auto, and then the focus, and then you have function and photo. So function, when we click on that, we can change it to how like zoom or the audio, how we can fix that. Let's get out of here. Click X. And then there's photo, so you can take a photo, but we'll stay out of here. So let's do this. Then we're gonna come out. X. Alright, and then up here you can show your video, and it'll tell you if you're recording or not. So then when we click recording, it'll pop with the little red dot. Also right here, you can either keep it on focus or zoom. I like to keep it on focus so it'll stay in focus all the time. And these are those other buttons with the numbers on them. I still don't know what those mean. I'm sure the owner's manual will tell you what those mean. And then let me see if there's anything else in you. There's a little speaker. Oh yeah, right in here is the mic, HDMI, remote, and SDI out, and headphone jack area. Sorry. I'm trying to get it to where you can see it. Here, let me put this right here. Alright, so can you guys see that okay?
Perfect.
Alright, so we had the remote wire thing, so you can use a remote. There's the HDMI out, so you can do like webcamming, also for the C port, if you can see that. And then this is where you can add the mic that has that little jack thing that goes in there, and then you can add your headphones to listen through that microphone. And then down here is where you can use that, what's it called? The, LCD or something out. Let me see what it says. SDI out, so that's where you can use like long range video there. And then I already told you about the C port, the charging port, so that's nice. And then right here is the lens, so you can look through there. And then it's got infrared. By the way, I need to tell you about that. So let's come back in here. Turn this on. Okay, so whenever you are doing like nighttime videos, there's going to be a little button right here that says infrared like we talked about. So you're going to switch that to on, and I'll switch it to infrared so when it's dark out you can see your people and who you're talking to and stuff in the video. And then you just switch it off right there. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful that how you can learn how to use and review the Canon XA65 4K camera. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.